Throughout the Halloween franchise, the timeline diverges multiple times, and the main series even features one entry without Michael Myers. But we're here to help sort through it all, so grab your favorite carving knife and let's dig in. This is Michael Myers Backstory Explained. The story of Michael Myers begins on Halloween night in 1963 in the suburban town of Haddonfield, Illinois, as 6-year-old Michael gets up, walks into his sister's room, and stabs her to death. Michael is sent to Smith's Grove Sanitarium, where he spends the rest of his childhood and adolescence. He is observed and studied by Dr. Sam Loomis, who winds up becoming an expert on the man, the myth, the legend that is Michael Myers. On October 30th, 1978, the story of Michael Myers begins in earnest. He escapes from Smith's Grove the night before Halloween and descends upon Haddonfield. Meanwhile, high schooler Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis in her first film role, is preparing for a boring Halloween night, babysitting young Tommy Doyle near the Myers home, which is now abandoned. Instead of having a dull night earning a little money on the side, Laurie ends up at the tail end of Michael's killing spree. After a night of tracking Michael, Loomis comes to the house where Laurie is fighting him off and manages to put 6 bullets in the killer. Halloween 2 picks up later that night when Laurie is brought to the Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, where Michael reappears to finish what he started. The sequel begins what would become a major expansion of the Halloween lore by revealing that Laurie is Michael's sister.
That girl, that Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister.
According to Halloween 2, Laurie was taken in and raised by the Strodes. This explains why Michael is so dead set on killing Laurie, as he wants to finish what he started. Halloween 2 ends with Michael being presumed dead when there's a fire at the hospital. The third movie in the franchise, Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, was an experiment that tried to take the franchise in an anthology direction and away from Michael Myers. After lukewarm reviews, the series fell into limbo for years. After it returned with 1988's Halloween 4: The Return of Michael Myers, it never again strayed from the unfeeling killer at its core. Halloween 4 stars Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd, Laurie Strode's daughter. Jamie is living with a foster family and has recurring dreams of Michael coming to get her. Those dreams turn out to be warnings when Michael wakes up from a 10-year coma and goes after his closest living relative. The movie ends in a standoff near an abandoned mine, but only after depicting a moment of psychic connection initially established via physical contact with Jamie. In the final moments of Halloween 4, the family returns home. Jamie eerily wearing a similar costume to the one Michael wore all the way back in 1963. Just when everyone thinks they're safe, Jamie attacks her foster mother and reappears at the top of the stairs holding a bloody pair of scissors. Dr. Loomis tries to shoot her, but is thwarted. As Halloween 5: The Revenge of Michael Myers begins, Jamie is mute and in a psychiatric hospital after attempting to kill her foster mother. This is implied to be the result of a moment she shared with Michael in the previous movie, sparking a connection that leaves Jamie suffering hallucinations that keep her bond with Michael shrouded in mystery. In The Curse of Michael Myers, Michael returns to his childhood home to kill the Strode family that now lives there. Tommy Doyle, now an adult, lives across the street.
My name's Tommy. I was only 8 years old when I saw him.
Doyle has been studying Michael and has discovered that the root of his evil is an ancient druid curse known as Thorn. This brings the family connection full circle, as the conditions of the curse say the afflicted must kill their next of kin on Halloween night. Made 20 years after the original, Halloween H2O, 20 years later, brought Jamie Lee Curtis back for a story pitched as a direct sequel to Halloween 2. This movie returns Michael's motivations to their roots, with him specifically trying to find and kill Laurie Strode. H2O brings Michael from Haddonfield to California, where Laurie has built a new identity and life for herself as a schoolteacher. However, he's foiled again with what looks like the most definitive Michael kill yet, when Laurie chops off his head with a fire axe. In an unexpected turn, Halloween Resurrection reveals that the ending of H2O was an illusion. Of course, the decapitated man wasn't Michael. Instead, Laurie killed an innocent man and now has been institutionalized.
I knew you'd come for me sooner or later.
Despite Laurie's best-laid traps, Michael breaks into the sanitarium where she's being held. She's about to kill him, but begins to grapple with his mask to make sure it's the real Michael. That doubt gives Michael enough time to stab and finally kill Laurie, tossing her off the roof. And that's only the beginning of Resurrection. Michael goes on yet another killing spree, aided in part by Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks. Yes, you heard that right. Laurie's death could have been a huge moment in the Halloween canon, but it finally left the franchise nowhere to go but back to the beginning. In 2007, the franchise returned thanks to Rob Zombie, who directed a remake of the original 1978 Carpenter classic. This poorly received installment more or less retold the story of the first movie, but many felt it didn't hold a candle to the original. Zombie followed up his remake with his own version of Halloween 2. Set 2 years after the events in Haddonfield, Laurie begins having hallucinations in which she sees herself acting out Michael's past murders. Laurie manages to actually kill Michael. After stabbing him with his own knife, Laurie puts on his mask and becomes the new Michael Myers. With the 2018 reimagining of Halloween, the series went back to basics, giving viewers a direct sequel to 1978's Halloween and disregarding the big twist connecting Laurie and Michael in Halloween 2. In this timeline, Michael has been incarcerated for the past 40 years for the killings he committed in the very first movie. He breaks out to track down and kill Laurie, who in this continuity is definitely not his sister. Over the years, Laurie has become a reclusive alcoholic who's very good at setting traps for Michael. It pays off because a trap she lays for him sets her house ablaze, with Michael presumably dead inside. But with sequels Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends announced shortly after that movie's release, it was soon clear that Michael also survived that fire and lived to kill again. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite horror movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.